Fuck it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Fucking thing sucks. And I'm seriously, hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the interview with TeddieP4.
Hey, what's up?
I don't even know if it's recording or actually streaming right now. I don't know if you got your phone next to you. If not, we can just hope well, I don't pray, but we can just hope at least, right? Despite being
I guess so.
demon, yeah. Is it recording or is it playing? Christ alive, where the fuck's my phone? Why didn't I prepare for this? I'm usually prepared. Fuck. You got your phone next to you? Hello, anybody in the chat. Welcome, everybody. Teddy, how are you doing?
No one near me. I'm doing good.
What's up? What's up? So yeah, finally we got the interview in to where we both could be here.
Yeah, dude, it's been like weeks of like a trial and error and trying to find time, and then shit happens, and then it keeps getting pushed off.
Yeah, I got hair in my eye. So yeah, you finally got your rig set up.
Yeah.
How long did that take?
Like almost 2.5 months.
You said you had to send some RAM back too. How much stuff did you have to send back before you finally got the parts you wanted?
Let me think. So I bought the PC pre-built. It was custom. I picked the parts. I skimped out on some parts that I knew I was gonna upgrade, and then I was like in the car on my break from work with on VC on Discord with Petri, and I was like, yo, it was like scrolling through Amazon. I was screen recording or screen sharing, and I was like scrolling through Amazon. I saw like 4 16-gig sticks of Corsair RAM. I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. 64 gigs. Why the fuck not? Free delivery tomorrow. Got it. And apparently my motherboard can't actually use all 4 sticks at 3600 megahertz. Need a new motherboard. But I ended up taking that RAM back and getting new RAM. So I'm still waiting on that $300 back.
I am so far behind on that, but because I went to Oklahoma to visit family, and I had to take a big bite. I took a big bite out of my ass. I don't know if you've ever flown before.
Yeah. I flew to Florida once.
And how'd that go for you?
There's some weird people in Florida. Like genuinely, like I wasn't able to drive then. This was 2 years ago. But when
Yeah.
I went there, and I was just watching people drive, and I was like, holy shit. Like, this is completely different from New York. Everyone's so slow.
Yeah.
But it was very hot, for sure. It was right during the summer. I took a flight to Florida, and then from there, I went on a cruise to the Bahamas.
Well, looks Stream Elements is letting me know that we are indeed live. Excellent.
Let's go.
If you have any questions for Teddy in the chat that I don't cover, just leave them in the chat. And at the end, if we got time at the end, because we're only going to go for about an hour and 15 minutes until I get a better setup, and then we'll be able to maybe go for a little bit longer. Because apparently Adobe Premiere isn't a big fan of rendering anything over 120 or over an hour and 20 minutes. It just doesn't want to. I think I'm probably going to need more RAM because it keeps telling me I need more memory and shit. Maybe it's like a hard drive thing. It might be. But
yeah, before you buy anything, let me know what you have currently.
I'll send that shit
what
to you
need
for sure.
to basically fix up any issues you have with your hardware.
Yeah. So when did you get into like computers and shit?
Oh wow. I was like 8, 9 years old. I remember it must have been younger than that. I was like in elementary school. I was like that one kid that always like knew how to fix like all the teachers having issues with their smart board or whatever the fuck, and like their even before that, the whole Windows XP fucking laptops that we would have.
Jesus Christ.
And all the issues that my teachers used to have with all that shit. I used to be like that one kid that was just like, oh yeah, we're having problems again. Oh, call a technician? No. Yo, Tom, you got this? I'm like, done. And then like always so impressed. But it was more of a software thing that I was more into. I was just fascinated on how operating systems work and all that shit. And then that kind of went to, well, now I want to like take apart shit. I want to figure out how everything works on the inside. You know what I mean? And then it was just like, well, now I tinker a lot. I do a lot of tinkering, like taking things apart, repurposing parts and doing all that shit. So it's like that at that stage, I was already like, all right, I want to build a computer. But it was more of like, well, I was like 15, 16 years old. I couldn't afford to buy a gaming computer. I didn't have a job. My parents were going to buy it for me. In fact, one Christmas, I actually asked for a gaming computer. It was like $500 gaming computer. It's pretty cheap. And then I remember waking up Christmas morning, I was like, "Fuck, let's go. Big box right there. Oh, let's go fucking get a gaming computer. Open it up. It's an Xbox One. And I was like, yep, I should have saw that coming. My mom would not spoil me like that. And you know what? That's good because it taught me to be independent, to work for myself and make my own money. And hey, look how that's turned out for me.
You know, I think that's
Like,
something
if I
that's
didn't know
lost.
how to do that, I wouldn't have everything that I have.
Well, right, you're right. I was gonna say I think that's something that's lost on even my generation and Gen Alpha and them. I mean, like it's like my generation has a big problem with that, and younger generations as well. And it's really hard because you know we both have known people that we have talked to. It's like, bruh, did you just try it? Did you try it something else a second time? No, I just tried once. What the fuck you talking about?
Like, no one knows how to troubleshoot. They expect everything to be given to them, you know, like right off the bat. And if it doesn't happen, then they just call someone else to do it for them. Or just bug one of their friends or family and shit, like while they're busy. And you know, I get messages all the time. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. And it's like, well, did you try anything else? No, it didn't work. So I called you. I'm like, oh, I have my own life, you know.
Yeah, usually what I do is I'll ask somebody for help, and while I'm waiting on them, I'll keep trying. And so if it's like already having the letter in the mail.
Exactly
So
what I do.
if like a few hours later, you know, they haven't gotten back to me, sometimes I figured it out. So I just think that it's just kind of frustrating. I work with people who are just quick to give up.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that are like just too lazy to try and figure things out for themselves, and there's people that are just they don't have the confidence. They're too afraid of breaking something, and it's like that's a little different, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
That's
if
exactly what
you're
happened.
the one
to
that
me.
using the computer. It's your computer. You should know how to, you know, troubleshoot this. And if it's not a computer, you know, it's usually not that bad. If it's like making an avatar, making a world, something like that. You ask me for help. I mean, like, dude, it's just an avatar in a world. You make a duplicate of the project and it's all safe. You fuck up whatever you want. You can just go back to it. But there's no harm in trial and error. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
But it is a process. Trial and error is extremely.
it so is.
You gotta be really good at trial and error to use anything with Unity and Blender, especially for VR chat.
Yeah, most
It's a tough
definitely.
process.
Like the I don't know what you call it. Like I figured out how like where the stairs, like the landing on each step comes out a little further.
Yeah.
And the step is a little thick, so it kind of gives the stairs like a more, you know, lived-in shape to it, you know, or a more realistic shape rather than just being.
Yeah, look like, you know, where feet have been, and you know, yeah.
Or it comes out. I don't think. I mean, I guess I could make maybe someday in the far future make an abandoned version of the fucking world I've been trying to make for months. Because
Dude, I gotta give you that carpet texture I used. It would look great on that stairs.
Carpet on stairs.
Or
I never thought of that.
wherever you need carpet.
Oh, when I was like in like middle school and like especially middle school and early high school, we'd ride on our bellies down the stairs because everybody had carpet stairs. Everybody had it was just what was what was popular at the time, and that was
Yeah,
like,
I had a carpet stair when I was a kid too.
and then you would roll down it.
No, I don't anymore.
You could like ride down it in fucking laundry hampers.
The worst you get is a little bit of brush burn.
Yeah, that was fun stuff. And then like you could ride you could take the wheels off your skateboard and just ride down, or not the wheels, but obviously the trucks, but ride down it. Yeah.
Whoa, I wouldn't do that. Like, we have some pretty low ceilings here. I don't know where you'd be doing that. I just smack my face on the ceiling.
You just gotta crouch
I'm not
down
even that
real
tall.
low.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's just, oh god, my stairs were not wide enough for that. We had like really thin stairs. And I remember one time I was a kid, my brother like threw a pillow at me and I fell back and hit my head on like the fucking floor, like crowning or whatever. Oh. Fucking was just bleeding out all over the place.
That
Big ass
sucks.
goose egg on the fucking back of my head, and I was like freaking out.
Goose eggs, man, those things are crazy, and it's weird how fast they can go away too.
Yeah,
I could have sworn there was a lump on my
head.
head.
Weird looking too. Right.
I hit my head.
Yeah, I remember I just put ice on it and then went to bed. Woke up the next morning, it was just completely gone.
Like and like not even that sensitive either. It's just like what the fuck. It's like I'm fucking Wolverine up in here.
Mm-hmm.
The So how long did you work on Gang Gang, your first world, or was that even your real first world?
Gang Gang took me about 3.5 months, but technically that was my first public world. I did make the one world for Spy.
Yeah, that's
She
right.
was
I
on
remember that
vacation
one.
or she was out doing something, and then I made like I was like fuck it, I'm gonna surprise her when she comes back. I'm gonna like be like, oh yeah, I make worlds now. Like, oh, I'm gonna look so cool and shit. And then I made it. And at first it was just like, oh, little room, with some chairs, welcome home, haha, funny. Look, I know how to make worlds now. Isn't that cool? And then it escalated. I remember the first couple days of working on it, and I was like, wouldn't it be funny if I just added a bunch of weird, creepy shit to just to freak her out? And then I did, and then I remember the day before, or no, the day that she was coming home later that night. That whole morning, I spent adding a bunch more creepy shit just to like fuck with her. And it was really funny. The only issue was that world was on 2018, and I still have it in my list. It's still uploaded, it's still private, but you can't even join it because it hasn't been updated, and I don't know if I have the files for it anymore. That sucks.
That sucks ass.
Yeah, it
Damn.
was a pretty funny world though. I'd love to like go back and find the files for it and update it to SDK3 and just maybe even make it public or remake it or something. I don't know. Just a little throwback to my first actual attempt at making a VR chat world.
Yeah, so VR chat, how did you get in? How did you even want to get into all this?
It wasn't really a choice. It was more of like a spiraling addiction. So, oh, wow, how do I even start with this? So, back in 2017, I started dating this girl, and we dated for a year and a half. So like really, it was
Damn.
late. It was like October 2017, and then like by February 2019, I think is when we broke up. It was like right on Valentine's Day. But either way, when I was dating her, I met some of her friends, and one of her friends, Izzy, she had some online friends, right, and that she kept in touch with, and so when I got together with all of them on Discord, eventually, broke up with my girlfriend. And then it was just me and Izzy and a couple other IRL friends. And then Izzy told me about her online friend that she had kept in contact with, and I ended up talking to him. He played Destiny 2. I was like, oh hell yeah, I'll download that game, and I played a little bit of Destiny 2. Well, I didn't download it. I was using GeForce Now, like the streaming, because I didn't have a PC that could run it.
Oh yeah.
So I was basically streaming it to my PC and playing Destiny 2 with him. And I was like, and he told me, he's like, hey, you want to join my Destiny 2 server? I'm like, hell yeah, dude, I want to play some Destiny 2. Joined his server. I met Arashi.
Oh
And
shit.
yeah, and then I was in that server for a good like year and a half or so before like Arashi. I was in a VC and then Arashi was there streaming VR chat. He was like walking around in desktop, and I was like, oh, that looks pretty fun. He's like, yeah, dude, you should totally get it, dude. Like, there's like singing worlds. I know like you sing, and like, dude, you should join and we can do karaoke together and shit. I'm like, shit, that sounds pretty fun. At the time, it was like, there was just drama going on in my friend groups and shit. So I was pretty bored and kind of alone a little bit. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. This is probably this is what I need. This will bring me up from my lower point. And I was like, fuck it, I'll download it. I'll try it out with you. And then so I played it 2 days in desktop, and then immediately bought a Quest 2 link cable for my VR, because at the time I actually had my first gaming PC, which was that laptop, which is actually right there. And
Hello.
but yeah, it was a slippery slope. 2 months after getting my headset, I bought full body tracking, and then after that, it was like maybe 2 months after that, I commissioned my first avatar, and then customized it all, redid it, ended up making this after a while, and then it went from that to, oh, I want to make worlds now. I started making worlds, and it was like it was right as I was making Gang Gang HQ, when I was like, fuck, I can't even make like nice light maps because my computer isn't powerful enough. And I was like, well, I can make better worlds if I get a better computer. I can get a better headset. I can get an index, and it'll just solve all my problems. Because like I hate the battery life on the Quest. It's slowly dying, when it's plugged in, and my limitations with, well, for one, my frames were terrible on that laptop because it was almost at 95 degrees Celsius all the time. It was severely thermal throttling, but it wasn't a bad laptop though. Yeah, it was just like it was that point where I was just like, yeah, I really need an upgrade. And I was like, fuck it. Well, I was already going to get a new PC to get an index, so I might as well fucking just go all out and buy the best shit I possibly can. So I spent like about 3,000 on my PC and then another 1,000 on more upgrades for it. The new liquid cooler, the new
Oh
fans,
yeah.
the new RAM, the new fucking lighting, the fucking motherboard RGB fucking cables and the GPU power RGB cables, all the Corsair node lighting strips inside of it and all that crazy shit. But yeah, it's been a really slippery slope. It's like every month it gets something huge, you know what I mean? But I'm trying to slow down a bit. I'm gonna have to because I'm gonna start chipping in the rent next month. My mom wants me to start paying a little bit of the rent, so I'm gonna have to learn how to like control my impulse purchases.
Yeah, that's gonna
And
be
I have a
that's
really
a
bad
big
spending
change.
issue.
That's a huge change.
Yeah, I mean, when you get out of high school and then you have all this time to yourself, all you do is go to work, and if you're not at work, it's a part-time job. If you're not at work, you're at home just playing games, and you make all this money. Like I work at like a pizzeria, like 300 a week plus 150 in tips, and it's like, wow, I got almost 500 a week that I can fuck around with. You know what I mean? I could just spend all my money on whatever I want, and in a couple of days, I just get another fucking like $400. You know, it's super easy to just spend all your money and then realize like at the end it's like, whoa, I have everything I could ever want, and now I'm bored. You know what I mean?
Well, that's a tough thing. You have to
But
learn how to keep going further, do more. You
yeah,
know.
yeah. I need to actually, what I need to do is control my impulse purchasing. I need to control my spending and actually start learning to actually save because I'm gonna need that money when I want to actually go and retire. So I actually should start like, putting something in a retirement fund or something. I have my savings account full. I have enough of like maybe 4 semesters of college if I only take the classes that I really want to take and but that money's just sitting there. I haven't gone to college and I don't even know if I will, but I have certification in electronics from my vocational class I took in high school, so I might be able to get a job in that field. In
Take
fact, I
tech
do have an
courses.
opportunity ready that I could take if I wanted to. And I could probably get in really easily, which would be full time and working in electronics, which would be really nice because I like tinkering and all that shit.
Yeah, maintenance is computer maintenance or
Yep.
tech maintenance and that sort of thing.
Hmm.
You can go and get what do they go to a tech school, and
Hmm.
then you'll be able to get a job making a shitload of money. That's what the guys at work do. That's what
Yep.
I need to
And
do. That's what I need to do. I'm tired of
it's
doing
kind
what
of
I'm
funny
doing.
how it worked out. So I am only working at this pizzeria because my friend that I met in that vocational class, he was in that class with me, and he did the internship with his college. He actually went to college after high school, and then he did an internship, and now is working at a computer repair place. But it's less computer specific. It's more like just general electronics. He repairs like consoles, phones and shit like that, tablets, all that crazy shit. Um, so yeah, he's already doing what he wants. He still works at the pizzeria though, so part time. But yeah, I mean he's out here doing fucking the actual legitimate like real life shit that I should be doing, and here I am still working part time, spending all my money on stuff for VR chat. It's just I don't know. Like I have the flexibility right now if I want to play VR chat. If I work a day and I'm like, nah, I kind of want to play VR chat that day, I can literally just hit up a friend and be like, yo, you want to take my shift? And they'll be like, oh yeah, because everyone's looking to take a shift. We're not short staffed, but we're also like we also have people that always want more money. We have some younger kids, 17, 18 that always want
Yeah.
money. So we just hand off our shifts to them if we don't want it. They'll take it. They want the money. They're still in high school. They can get all the money they want, pay for their car or whatever the fuck because they're all spoiled fucking brats. Funny, actually, the kid at work, he got a brand new car, brand new, like brand spanking new, right out the fucking retailer, right? Fucking, he's paying mad money for that shit, and he even went to Canisius High School, but he got kicked out.
Oh
If
shit.
that says anything. But yeah, he spent all that money going to Canisius, and then he had to get a job, so he's working at the pizzeria now to pay off what he owes.
Damn.
And
That's
so he's also
weak.
paying for his phone and his car and all that shit. But well, now I don't even know if he's still paying for his car. He literally had that car for 2 months and got a speeding ticket once, and then got caught going like 100 on like a 40-mile-an-hour street, and then got his license taken away.
Damn.
Like, you can't make that shit up. Like the kids these days, they just don't have any chill. You know what I mean?
The
They don't know the
extreme lack of
consequences to their
chill.
actions until it actually happens. Yeah, yeah.
Consequences for
Yeah, this
thee,
whole
but
VR
not
chat
for
shit,
me.
it's been a wild ride. And I want to say that this is, well, I don't want to say that this is holding me back, but at the same time, it might be. But also, this is I don't know. This is pretty much like a dream for me. Like this is something I only could have imagined as like a kid, being able to just hop on a gaming computer, put on a headset, and talk to anyone I want, and make friends all over the world, and just always have someone to talk to. I don't know. I grew up being very, very lonely because I was just fucking like weird, like not outcast. I had a group of like weirdo friends, but then they grew up and like ended up maturing and turning into fuckboys and drug dealers and all that crazy shit and doing weed and all that. And I'm over here. I'm remaining innocent. I'm staying true to myself. You know what I mean? But I guess there's just no room for that in high school. You know, you can't just have a nice little innocent dude just chilling, playing games on his Nintendo Switch and expect to get some popularity. You know what I mean? You gotta have a quirk. You know, if you're just the outcast, you're an outcast. You don't really mean anything to anyone. And the issue was in middle school, I was the class clown. I was the fucking weirdo that would just run around making noises, being annoying and shit.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
the teachers pissed off and get all the attention. And then high school came along and no one wanted that anymore. Everyone wanted to fucking like have sex, do drugs, all that crazy shit. And
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
just like,
just sex and drugs,
I
sex
don't
and drugs,
want
sex
to
and
do
drugs
that.
and
So
sports.
I was just kind of left in the dust. You know what I mean? I can't keep up with that. So I was just pretty much alone all through high school until I took that vocational course where I had a bunch of friends, that were all had similar interests with me, and I was able to relate to them and talk to them about shit that I cared about. We did all that class shit, all of our labs together. It was pretty fun. We're planning on making like a full like arcade cabinet, with a Raspberry Pi. But that kind of fell through once COVID hit, and we kind of had to leave. We didn't even finish. We were doing underwater ROVs. We were making like remote control underwater submarines and shit with cameras and shit on them. We were doing that.
That's pretty
But
fucking amazing.
that fell through. Yeah. Fucking COVID, dude. Everything's fucked because of COVID. Silicon shortage. Fucking chicken wing shortage. Can you believe that? Chicken wings.
Poor Nugget. I've never met anyone more obsessed with chicken tendies than Nugget. I mean, his name is Nugget. So
yeah, it's Nugget. He's
gonna
the
have
king of nuggets. King Nugget.
God. That gang world, it's got a lot of memories in it.
Oh yeah, I know. Dude, it hurts going back in that world, going into Rocket's room and Scraffin's room, and it's like, oh yeah, they existed. Like, can you believe?
It's
Scraffin's
hard.
probably online right now. Let me check. Actually, I'm actually curious. He was on a little bit ago. No, he's off now. You know who was online a little bit ago? Webcode. Webcode was online
What, for real?
in private.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. He was online.
I guess it's
just
time
it's
for
so
a new
crazy
gang,
how quickly
huh?
things just changed.
Yeah,
I
especially
don't
in
want
like
to point
VR.
fingers, but like we all know what changed. You know what I mean?
There's a lot that changed.
Like we all know what changed. The
Well,
atmosphere
so-
changed. Everyone's attitude changed as soon as that one thing happened that kind of split up the whole group.
Yeah, so I was in a great group for a while, but I guess COVID started its wind down. Its long wind down, thanks to whomever.
Yeah.
But it's long wind down, and people started going back to work, and some people got burnt out on VR chat. Some people just got burnt out on VR. So
What's weird though is Scraffin gets on every night. Now he gets on almost every night now. Spy's doing whatever Spy does. Rocket, I have no idea. Nightjay, I have no idea. MyFace, I've not talked to any of them in like a month, at least.
God, man, because I had been like roaming around searching for, a new group to be in, because an old group I was in slowly split apart. Even like people who were on every night stopped getting on, and then
Yeah, right. Oh, dude.
Then I ran into your lot, and I was like being a part of a group again. And it was being part of a group, and you made
Man,
that.
I remember we'd hop on, go to Serenity Cove every fucking time.
Yes,
We'd always
yes,
go
I
there
remember that.
immediately. Oh, but hey, I mean, if any of that didn't happen, I probably wouldn't have, had the same inspiration, the same motivation to make worlds like I do now. Because like I've taken almost all the inspiration from all my favorite things from every world I've ever been in. Any world that really meant a lot to me. Midnight Rooftop, that world specifically. It's something about it. It just really sticks with me, and it's like an emotional thing. Like I go there and I just feel like I can't control myself. Like I just need to let all my emotions out. Like all the sadness, all the like anxiety, all the anger that I've kept inside like the past week or so. I just let it all out right there as soon as I join that world and hear that music. You know what I mean? But that world, like I said, I played VR chat on desktop for 2 days before I got my headset. I ordered my headset while I was in that world. I joined Midnight Rooftop and I was looking around. I was like, holy shit, this world is incredible. Like this is something you could only make up in like movies. You know, like this is like a dream world. Like there's not a better spot in existence to relax than this world. Like it's just so peaceful and nice, and it's just so relaxing. And I was like, holy shit, I need to be in here. I need to be in this world right now. So I ordered the headset and got it in a couple days, and I enjoyed the shit out of that.
It is
Yeah,
pretty great.
then it was past relationships with people I've had in VR chat. We would always use that world to vent and you know, hang out and just chill, talk about philosophy. We'd literally lay on that bed on that roof and just look up at the stars and just talk about philosophy and life and all that shit. And it's just so crazy how quickly that shit changes, because not a single time in the past like 4 months has that actually happened. You know what I mean? It used to be every single day. You know, I'd get on. All my friends were there. I'd hop on. Significant other right there. We'd all hop on. We'd all talk. We'd all hang out, play games, do all that crazy shit. But it's just changed. Like it's not the same anymore. The VR chat culture has stayed the same, but the atmosphere is completely changed. It's just not the same VR chat anymore. Something's going on.
I think what it might be is that all the burnouts got off, right? They might have been great personalities, but they just burned out.
Mm-hmm.
They got burned out.
People,
and then,
you know what's funny though? It might have been all these new games coming out. Everyone's like Wolfie Boy. He's out there playing Halo Infinite right now. Or wait, yeah, he's playing Halo Infinite right now. Not even online. He's been playing Halo a lot. He doesn't even get on VR chat as much anymore. But I mean, everyone's playing all these new games coming out. They don't want to come back to VR chat. But I mean, it's kind of how it is. New game comes out, people will go play the new game. You know.
Yeah, like
but it's
FIFA.
just when people get burnt out and people hop off to play the new game, then all their friends are like, oh well, none of my friends are on because they're all out playing the new game, and I don't want to play that game, so they just don't play VR chat, and it's like a domino effect. Once one like major person in the group stops playing, then it's just like, well, then there's no reason to keep getting on. They just get off, do something else, find new hobbies, you know, get into other things, try new VR like metaverse type games like Neos VR, Rec Room even. There's a few other
Chill VR.
Chill VR, yep.
There's actually a Twisty Punch avatar.
Just something about
Chill
VR chat. Oh shit.
Yeah, I have my old Twisty Punch avatar, my second one. I actually play as that one in Chill VR.
I've never played Chill VR.
It's okay. There's just something about it that seems empty, you know.
It's just VR chat. Like it's like
it's a meme. We're playing a meme.
It is right now, but it's just
we're playing a meme.
Yeah,
it's what it is.
Dude, it's so funny. I remember my first year of high school. I took a computer programming class. It was like the first class in the morning. I walk into the school and I'd sit by the door, wait for the teacher to come and unlock the door, go in, hop on the computer, and before like the actual school started, we'd be on the computers looking at memes and watching videos. And I actually failed that class. Not that I'm bad at programming. I just didn't pay attention because the computers there were really nice. So I like loaded a bunch of games on like a fucking flash drive and plugged it in the PC and was running all my PC games I couldn't run on my computer at home. I was such an idiot. But I mean, hey, played some BeamNG drive.
Oh man.
But yeah, I really wish I had paid attention. It would have been really nice to have some of that, you know, at least some information on programming, you know. I used to do a lot of programming and like web development. I still know a little bit of CSS, JavaScript, HTML, stuff like that, but it's just a little rusty with it. I haven't worked with it in a while. I have an old website that's up somewhere. Don't know what the URL is, but it's there somewhere.
Oh yeah, I remember being real little and people before, like, I think it was, this is definitely before Facebook, but people would make like their own websites and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh yeah, you know, this is my secret fishing location. I'll never tell. You know, that sort of shit. And now people just won't stop fucking posting pictures.
Yep.
And even though I'm kind of I'm guilty of doing that. Not as much as, like, you know, the Instagram kings and queens.
I actually completely forgot that Instagram existed until like 2 days ago, and I was like, oh shit, Instagram. I looked on it, it's all different now. Everything's moved around and shit. I'm like, ah, fuck this. I made a post about my PC and then that was it.
Yeah, me too. I keep forgetting about it. Oh, you have an Insta? And I'm like, oh, I forgot about Instagram.
Right? No, no, no. Imagine if someone walked up to you and said, "Hey, you got a MySpace?"
Right. Oh, that's what I'll have to do. Next time someone asks about Instagram, I'll say,
You got a 4chan?
dude, somebody teased me a little, poked a little fun at me for saying bet.
Really?
Yeah, I said bet, and then someone's, oh yeah, by the way, bet. No, I'm like, all right. It's kind of funny. Because I would have never normally used that type of talk, but then I worked with someone when I worked at a warehouse. Him and his friends were always saying bet, and I hung out with them, and I'm like, I'm not gonna say bet with these fools. And then I ended up saying bet, so it comes out sometimes.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's always like, oh, I don't want to be like, oh, I don't want to look like I'm trying to be like everyone else. But then it's like after it's not cool anymore, then you start saying it's like, oh, it's I thought it was funny, I just didn't want to look like everyone else. So now it's not popular anymore, so I'm gonna do it. That's exactly how I am.
Yeah, it's weird because
I don't like blending in. I like to stand out.
yeah, because you were talking about looking up those memes and shit. How I first found out about VR chat was Uganda Knuckles.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yep, that's what I was going with. Yeah, we used to watch those videos all the time. And I remember watching a video, Uganda Knuckles and the Great Pug. I remember that. But can you believe that like the memes I was watching on the computer at school when I was 14, 15 years old
Jeez.
was going to be the game I was going to spend $7,000 on in 5 years from then?
Oh yeah, dude, who would have thought? Spending all this money
like
to play
how
this
much
game.
I've contributed making avatars, making worlds, buying all this computer shit. It's just really weird how all that happens. Reconnecting with old friends. I had old online friends like little Colt. I've known him for like maybe 5-6 years now. I've known him since middle school. Yeah, we used to chat on Google Hangouts. I met him on Amino. Oh God! And I remember we used to call and hangouts with all the other friends in the group chat. Video call. I'd put my camera on and point my phone at my TV while I was playing GTA 5 on my Xbox. And now we play VR chat almost every night together. And I had stopped talking to him for like almost almost 3.5 years actually.
What? For real?
And then like I came back to him. I found him again on Discord, and I was like, "Oh yeah, dude, how's it going, dude? We haven't talked in a long time." He's like, "Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of VR chat." And he's like, "Oh yeah, shit, me too." I'm like, "Oh yo, really? Yo, add me right now." And we started playing VR chat together. And then I remember how he joined me the first time.
Yeah.
He had full body tracking, and I was like, "Oh, bro, imagine spending all that money on VR chat. It's free game."
Man. Speaking of full body tracking.
Little did I know I was gonna spend $7,000 on the game.
Oh, you were teasing him about full body tracking.
Yeah.
Speaking of doing
He had
shit
full body
live,
tracking. This was within like a month of going back and going into the game. VR chat.
I totally didn't even notice that my fucking fan's been on this whole time. Goddamn. All right. Christ alive. 35 minutes of a fucking fan blowing. Ain't that fucking great?
I mean, I can't hear it, so the OBS probably can't hear it.
Oh, yeah, well, hope not. I hope not, for sure.
Yeah, no, the Index has pretty decent noise suppression.
It is
Can't black
definitely
out this, though.
super cold right fucking now. My CPU is down to 24. It's just going down.
24 what?
Percent. I didn't think it would go that low, but it's...
You were talking about it being cold, and then you said my CPU's at 24. I'm like, no way your CPU's at 24 degrees Celsius.
I mean,
I have
it's
a liquid cooler, and mine's at 64. Although I didn't really pace it very well. I'll repace it when I get my new motherboard. Dude, I was looking at a new motherboard, a new chipset motherboard. It's Asus Prime X570 Pro. It's like black with like all white around it. All like the coverings and shit are white, and it's got RGB like going across the whole. It's like, it looks fucking sick. Now, can you imagine that in my case? That would look amazing.
And eventually, if you keep having all this RGB shit, eventually your computer will only emit a white light. with all those colors.
Eventually, my room will just become the sun. Well, you know what's funny? People, whenever I have friends over, they come in my room and they're like, "Dude, turn those lights off. I'm gonna get a headache." I got like light strips all over, fucking RGB, fucking changing colors everywhere.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm used
I have
to it.
those
I mean, I have to
strips.
spend most of my time with a headset on. So.
Yeah. You sleep with it on,
Flashing
right?
lights, screens, shit. Oh yeah, I see. All my lights are on when I sleep. My PC isn't on when I sleep though. So the lights from my PC aren't on, but all the like the color changing lights in my closet, all the pink lights all over my room. I don't keep I don't ever use my ceiling light because the electrical in my house is like kind of scuffed. Like if I turn on the ceiling light, it like flickers.
Oh no,
It like flickers a lot.
Maybe like take the light bulb and like twist it.
Yeah, no, it's twisted down all the way. I've tried twisting it out, like loosening up maybe. It's just really scuffed. Could have sworn this is a brand new ceiling fan too. We got this when we moved in, but the electrical in our house is pretty scuffed. We need to like get it looked at. What I need to do is I need to get homeowners insurance on all this equipment. What happens if a power surge happens? What if my lightning rod gets struck or something? All this shit gone.
That's a good fucking point. You have to, yeah. I mean, that's something I need to do.
I got protectors on all my stuff, but I don't know how much a lightning like would do. Like, or maybe even like just anything happens like electrical fire, house fire, just anything. Something could light on fire, a house could burn down, everything's gone. Everything in my room is probably like 10, maybe 11 grand in total.
That's pretty close to what mine is.
7,000 on just my current PC, my Quest, full body tracking, my Index, all the money I've spent on the stuff inside my PC, all the lighting and all that shit, my monitors, oh shit, and my mouse, keyboard, my mouse pad, my desk. Just anything VR, actually. Just my Index, my PC, my Quest, and my trackers, my base station. That's $7,000 right there. And all the booth stuff I bought for my World avatars and stuff. That's $7,000.
That's fucking funny you point that out because I'm pretty close there. And a small chunk of that is my TV stand. My TV stand is made out of it's designed to look like something from Game of Thrones. It's about $600, and if that burnt up, I love that. I love that fucking thing. It's once I need to clean out that whole area. I need to readjust the wiring, and when I do, and when I get the appropriate Funko Pops, I'm thinking just four of them. It's going to be the South Park ones because I started seeing Funko Pop memes, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I gotta hide some of these fucking things.
Speaking of wiring, I was waiting for Spy to get on. Spy was like, "Oh, I'll get on at 11 in the morning and we'll play VR chat together." I'm like, "Oh, sick." 11 in the morning, still not on. It is currently almost 7 o'clock at night. She still hasn't gotten on or said anything.
Damn. I have a controversial.
I was bored.
Go ahead. You bored?
I was bored, so I literally put like a blanket down under my desk and just disconnected all my wires because like. Now I have those like zip tie mounts and all those zip ties and shit. And
yeah, hell yeah.
I've been using Gorilla Tape and twisty ties to keep
I love
on the
twisty
bottom of my
ties.
desk organized. But now I have zip ties. I went and I fucking organized the shit out of all that stuff. It's nice now. I had my capture card just resting behind my PC, and it kept falling over and hitting the ground. I was like, this shit, it's gonna break. I wired it all up, organized all my cables, tied everything down, bunched everything up, straightened everything out. I just hit myself in the face. I have it all tied up nice and tidy, zip tied, everything's mounted, nothing's hanging, and I have my capture card mounted to the bottom of my desk, connected right to the laptop on my nightstand.
That's a good fucking idea. Because when it comes, like, I hate wires. Like, some people say, I'll just get a wire.
I hate seeing wires.
Yeah,
I hate seeing wires.
So, yeah, like, I think that's a thing that's in my family, too, because we hate seeing wires. We'll tuck wires behind anywhere. We'll hide it. Some of my family members aren't as good as concealing wiring in a manner that's not destructive to it. And it's like, I like all my wiring to have at least a little bit of like sag to it. I don't like it to be tense.
Right.
It's not good for the wiring.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to put too much tension on it. All my wires, they're hanging, but anything that's hanging, I grabbed, bunched up, and then mounted.
Yeah, like roll it up or some shit.
So it's not in a lot of tension because it still has that little bit of give room, but it's just hanging up there. It's just being clipped up, so it can still move and twist and pull, but it's just being held up. So it just slides in and out of just where it's mounted.
That is pretty nice.
And that's the great thing about zip ties. You use Gorilla Tape, that shit's stuck. It's not going to slide around. Zip ties, as long as you don't make it too tight, it'll slide around. You get a little bit of give to it.
Zip tie. Oh yeah, I got those Velcro ties. Those Velcro ties.
I have a bunch of Velcro. Yeah, I have a bunch of Velcro ties, but I use those for anything that's visible. Because I don't want to because anything that's visible is anything on top of my desk. Because if I want to move that, I don't want to have to cut through a bunch of zip ties all the time and risk fucking cutting my wires. Speaking of cutting my wires, I actually, when I got my Index, I cut right through the charger cable for my, for one of the controllers.
What?
I was on VC with Wolfie Boy on Discord. I had my camera on while I was unboxing everything. I was like, yo, check it out. Oh, sweet, nice new Type-C cables. All right, let's get this covering up. Huh. Yeah,
Oh, I was
cut
there.
the wire.
I was there when you did
all
that.
the way through. I didn't cut all the way through. It just cut a couple of strands inside of the cable. And I was like, all right, what did I do? I go to plug it in, doesn't work. I'm like, whatever. I have like boxes of fucking brand new unopened Type-C cables in a drawer. So I buy them in bulk and just use them. I buy cheap ones and just use them up when they break, just pull out a new one. But for the most part, if I want something to last, I'll buy something braided because those are really, really nice.
Yeah.
But it has to be like $20 or like $15 or more for like just one cable if you want something that's going to last.
But yeah, because
that's my
no, that's a good point. Because I had family members that would like, oh yeah, I'll only get braided, and they get braided and they get so upset whenever it breaks because that shit's expensive. It's really fucking expensive.
Yeah, it lasts a good while. Because with my Quest too, when I was using the Quest with the link cable, I went through about maybe 5 or 6 link cables in the 9 months that I was using my Quest. And then, so the first one that I bought was $40, and I was like, that's kind of a lot. When that one broke, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get something cheaper. Spent $20, got our $15 or $16, I think it was, and then after that one broke, I spent $20. I was like, yeah, maybe because that one didn't last that long. I was like, I'm gonna spend a little extra, see if I can get something better. From there up until maybe like 6 months in, I was using just like $20, that same $20 cable. I just kept rebuying it because it lasted like a month and a half. I was like, fuck it, why not? And eventually, last month or the last 2 months I was using my Quest, I bought one cable that was going directly Type-C to Type-C just to see if it would charge faster. And then I bought another one that was USB Type-A, Type-C, but it was braided. I wanted to see how long they lasted. And the normal one, Type-C to Type-C, had a little adapter on it for USB, but I didn't use that.
Oh, yeah.
That one broke right away. In fact, the adapter isn't even connected to it anymore. It completely broke off. That one has a short in it. I still have it because even though it has a short in it, if I really need a long Type-C cable, I can, to mount something somewhere. It's always nice to have because I don't have to worry about moving it around. But the braided cable still works just fine.
Type-C, man. You got to live for Type-C, huh?
Yeah. Type-C is great. Except my trackers, 2.0 trackers, still use micro USB.
Fucking hate micro USB. The micro USB is the bane of my existence.
Speaking of micro USB, how I have my wires running down my pants, everything to keep my trackers charged? I lost the cable. I bought a pack of 3 cables. I have one really short one that I was using on my right leg, and then a slightly longer one on my left leg. Because what my trackers are on my left leg, it's on my foot where the actual charger port is pointed towards my ankle. So I have it just wrapped around. So I need that little bit of extra cable room to wrap it all the way around the tracker into the port because it's a 90-degree cable, and it has to be upside down.
Right.
So I just have it wrapped around the tracker, and then this one just goes straight from my leg onto the tracker. But that small cable, it just kept falling right out of the tracker. It got really loose and broke. So, like I said, it came with a pack of 3, so now I have to use a really, really, really long, like 8-foot fucking cable that I just bunch up and shove in my pocket.
That sucks.
I think I found 4.5 feet was like the perfect amount. You know what I mean? Because it's like. It goes to your leg, goes up your leg, and you got a little bit of extra room in the pocket, and a little bit of wiggle room so you can keep your legs moving and everything, and it's not tugging on your pockets.
Yeah, I would hate that shit. Oh, because it's going. Mm-hmm. So is it going? So the one.
It's like wired through my pants.
Oh, okay.
Like in my belt or my pocket, my big ass khaki pockets, and I just have the wire going up through my belt loop, so it's like against my waist, so it goes through the belt loop because I wear a belt, and then it goes through my pants all the way in. It plugs into the tracker. But I have like an actual like belt in my khakis, and then I have another like the waist strap on over the belt, and then I have Velcro straps that basically tie the waist strap to the belt so it doesn't like shift and move around. Like you lay down or something, you sit down and it like shifts
Oh
up and goes to
yeah,
your belly.
yeah.
So yeah, I have it like that, and then I have the tracker for my waist. It's just like a fucking like couple inch micro USB cable I just have going like here, then through my belt loop into the pocket. So I have a 20,000 milliamp hour portable charger that goes in this one because it's got to charge that tracker and this tracker. Then I just have a smaller one that goes in this pocket to just charge that tracker. And then basically I play until my trackers are about to die. Then I put my portable charger in my pocket, plug them all in, play until they're charged, and then once they're charged, my controller's about to die. Unplug everything, plug in my controllers, and just keep playing. And I can play forever. By the time my controllers are done charged, my trackers are dead again, and I can repeat the process.
Damn. I would love to be able to stay on for longer. I used to be able to.
Yeah, I
but
played for 12 hours straight, and I remember that night
I
after I got off, I plugged in my portable chargers, and they were still at 3 bars.
I couldn't
I
do
could have
that.
theoretically I could have been on VR chat for 48 hours straight. I could have done it.
Yeah,
2 whole days in VR
imagine
chat.
that,
Can you believe that?
48-hour stream, a 48-hour stream of VR chat. Dude, so here's the thing
If you have
about
a computer that can handle that.
Yeah.
The
Well-
amount of like RAM and cache buildup VR chat would just stuff in your fucking memory. You would be dying after like, I already die after 8 hours of playing. I have to restart my game at 8 hours in.
Well, I guess. Well, obviously there would have to be breaks. There would have to be
Yeah.
breaks, and you'd pass it over to someone else, and they would stream
Yeah.
cover you while you went
Well,
to the
I could
ship
do
or
it.
something. You know.
That whole 12 hours I played, I think maybe I took the headset off to go pee, and then I came back, put the headset back on, and kept playing. That was it. That was the only time I ever took the headset off to go to the bathroom. I mean, I got all the food I need right here. Everything's right here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to leave my room at all.
Well, yeah, you know what you
Everything that I
even
need is
could
in my
do.
VR space. And imagine if I had a bathroom in my room. Oh, I would never leave.
But Brian, you know what you could do? You could like whenever you wanted to take a break, you would play some pre-recorded footage that would play. You know, it'd be like Man on the Street stuff, or like Man on the Street and other sketches for an hour, and then you'd pop back. You'd still be in VR chat. It would still be a 24 or 48-hour VR chat stream.
You know how, like, you get banned if you sleep on a Twitch stream? Does that count in VR chat? Like, could you point a camera at yourself in VR chat and stream you in VR chat, and then you like happen to fall asleep in VR? Would they ban you for that?
I don't know for sure, but perhaps it would be
Kind of
acceptable.
like a gray area
This isn't
right
like me handing
not
out
seeing the actual body,
information.
right?
But I think it might be acceptable if you were on an animated map and you could consider it art. And but my bet would be on if there were other people in the room with you while you were sleeping.
Yeah.
As long as there
You
was
just turn everyone's
content.
voices down. You go to pass out, or you just turn your headset volume lower, and then everything that's being streamed is everyone can hear all the voices and shit going on. Everyone else talking and having a good time. At least there's something going on. Hold up, stop it.
But I would most likely say, like, if you were go to like a cyberpunk city and you were in a cyberpunk themed avatar, and you were just laying back, and the majority of what was on
There's
the
like
screen,
shit, yeah, the ambience and yeah.
ambience and stuff, and maybe like public domain music or music that you own the license
Have some like
to
lo-fi,
play.
yeah.
Yeah. Then if it was the experience and not you sleeping that was the theme, it might be acceptable.
Wait a minute. I just thought of something.
What?
Because I just saw the notification in the Discord server. Someone was saying that they have voice activated lights. What if I kept my PC running, turned off my monitors, turned off all the lights in my room? How much do you think it would light up my room? I'm actually kind of curious now. I could do it right now too. I could just like use Google Assistant and turn off all the lights. But I don't really
Try
feel
it.
like
Tell her
doing
to turn it all off.
that. I'll do it later in a Discord call or something with my camera on.
But yeah, no. It's that's that. I mean, because I've seen some of these 24-hour streams, and part of the problem is that you get stream lag, not like a strike
Right.
like in the physical world, right? So you like kind of like jet lag. when you're streaming, and then other people kind of experience that too. So, you know, you'll go you go to work, start listening to it. You're at work, you know, you're going and doing shit or whatever it is that you're doing. And then you go home, you listen to it, you get on VR chat or whatever, then, you know, or do whatever it is, and you get home, and then you go to bed and you wake up and you start getting ready the next morning. You turn it on, you know, and then they're still going. And you're just like, Jesus fucking Christ. And then you're like, it's kind of like if a movie like Avengers Endgame, that thing, you start, like, for me, I started feeling the lag, like theater lag. Theater, don't come over here, don't come over here, don't come over here. Don't come over here, don't come over here, don't come over here. You gotta go over there. You gotta stand off camera. You can watch, you just can't be in the on the scene. You'll have to wait another. You'll have to try to be quiet and wait another, at least another 20 minutes. Yeah. But you can stand. You just got to be able to stand off screen. Anyway, what was I saying? Shit. I don't remember what I was talking about.
The theater lag.
Oh yeah. So if it go by 3 hours, I'm like, okay, this is great. And by the time you get to an end of the movie, if the most expensive CG is at the end of the movie, it has to be fucking incredible. However, I have to say,
to keep you watching,
I have to, because you know, it's like everything's leading to the build-up, so the build-up has to be enormous. And my recommendation for the future, for the next final fight in the Marvel, for the end of the final phase. Because, you know, they did the arc with a big purple, with Grimace, right? So at the end of this arc, it's like, please, for the love of fuck, don't drop the ball. They dropped the ball on it. And don't get me wrong, there were some great moments in that. But there are some moments I'm like, they're just like, you know, that line was horrible, but at least, you know, I'm distracted by the shitty CG. Because, like, when everybody's running, I'm just like, it looks like mud. It looks like mud with animated characters in it. And a lot of the, you know, they have like a lot of the soldiers in it. If you're doing a scene with a lot of soldiers, like, you know, shoulder to shoulder. I mean, cheek to cheek, dick to dick. Because like Disney did it great with Mulan, having all the characters come down the side of the mountain that looked the exact same. That my little brother and I, we would use that as an example. We'd be like, it'd be like playing a game and be like, yeah, I mean, if you get caught, it's like the enemies come over the hill, like in Mulan. But you don't want to end up getting stream lag. So that's why doing the 24-hour thing might not just be difficult on you or me. It'd be difficult.
I mean, I would play VR chat for 24 hours. I just wouldn't stream the whole thing. Maybe stream one night, and then after I'm done streaming, I just keep playing. I can't imagine like having to try and be entertaining for that long. That's just too much of my life. I'm throwing away, like trying to put out or trying to actually be watchable. You know what I mean?
If you're making money,
that's why I don't really stream as much.
You know.
Well, yeah. Oh, if you're making money, then fuck yeah, dude. You know how the fucking money you make from donations from doing that? That'd be insane.
It would be completely insane. For every 1,000 donations, I will go an extra hour up to 24 hours. So make $24,000.
That would be good for charity, though.
Yeah. But you'd also, you would have like. But how would you split between the donations, people who want to donate and people who want to give to you? Just give everything in that stream? I guess you would. I guess you give everything.
You would just donate everything in that stream. Yeah, that's the point of it. Because, like, instead of donating your own money, you take whatever money you make in the streaming and donate that.
Yeah. Yeah, and that would bring a lot more people into the content and perhaps even more people into VR chat.
Yeah.
If you don't get burned out by watching a 24-hour stream of VR.
Dude, you ever hear like people like complain that like they can't watch VR videos because it like makes them sick?
What?
Like, can you believe that? Like, here we are with an actual headset on playing the game in VR, and we're not sick, but you watching the video makes you sick? Apparently, that's like a real thing. People that watch VR videos, or people that have watched VR videos, have said that it makes them sick, like watching it, unless they have like motion smoothing or like, you know how like when you play VR, you go like this, you walk around like this.
Yeah, that shit.
So, you know, the smooth turning. But some people need snap turning to watch VR content. They need to watch someone that has snap turning on because it makes them sick to see it turn like that.
Yeah, I've always used snap turning. Always used it. Because if I wanted
Oh
to
dang,
smooth,
yeah, I was using snap turning for like the first 5 months of the game, and I was like, you know what? Finally, I'll just fucking switch. Why not? I was getting
but
tired of everyone grabbing the pens and going like, and I was like, all right, I want in on this. I got used to it. Didn't take that long. Maybe like a couple days.
yeah. Because I used to play it on an Xbox controller. When I first got it, I was
Oh
playing.
yeah.
I played it like a video game, you know.
Yeah, that sounds like something you'd do.
Well, no, because there are very few games that I like using mouse and keyboard. Games
Hmm.
a game that I think needs that I won't play any other way. It needs mouse and keyboard. I'll name two of them. Uh, Jedi at Night 2, Jedi Outcast must be played mouse and keyboard. And you know how I played it? I played with a number pad. So all the most important.
I could say the same about Portal and Half-Life and Left 4 Dead. Those games are shit on controller.
Oh
But
yeah,
Left 4 Dead isn't too
yes,
bad
yes.
actually.
Left 4 Dead,
But Portal is
Left 4
especially
Dead,
bad.
Left 4 Dead is. There are situations when I'd say, yeah. I mean, if that's the only way you can play it is with controller, yeah. Definitely.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
now I
that's
think
being on
Left
Xbox
4 Dead
360.
Left 4 Dead works on both. It depends on your play style, but I can see
Yeah.
doing both. Definitely, I can see a excuse to play on either or. Portal, I can
Hmm.
definitely see.
Oh yeah,
Definitely,
definitely PC because you don't want that.
definitely
Like you're
PC. Yeah.
flying around placing portals all over the place. Yeah. Well, good luck with that on controller. It's on consoles.
No, I
It's
beat the
just I
first
can't
Portal
imagine.
on. No, I did beat the first Portal with mouse and keyboard. Yeah, I think that's the only way I
Hmm.
played Portal is mouse and keyboard.
Did you know you can play Minecraft on the Xbox One with a mouse and keyboard?
Oh yeah, man, what would
Yeah,
that what
yeah.
would be like
Xbox is
playing
doing
that?
that thing where like what was it like a few games were actually had support for mouse and keyboard on Xbox One. I was really hoping that they'd carry it over to the Series X. I mean, I don't have a Series X, and I don't plan on buying one anymore. But at the time, I was like, damn, if I ever get a new console, I want to be able to use a mouse and keyboard on every game. You know what I mean?
Oh
Because
yeah,
I
yeah.
like playing on the mouse and keyboard. You know, I play a lot of shooters, stuff like that. And it's like, man, I really wish I could just use a mouse and keyboard.
It is pretty great being able to have a choice of both, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, oh no, my Xbox controller broke. Hook up a fucking USB mouse and keyboard, and you're good to go.
Definitely,
And
definitely.
we all know everyone's got one of those lying around
Well,
somewhere.
yeah, somewhere. No, but computer literacy. We were talking about that it's just basically out the
Hmm.
window with anybody.
Yeah, right.
The beginning of Z and the end of and like the mid millennials to the end. They
Yeah, we're
just
coming
don't
back full
understand.
circle again.
So I mean, maybe Gen Beta will do it. I mean,
Actually, you know
they're
what?
gonna love being betas, huh?
The younger kids these days, like you see good stuff. He literally just popped into the lobby a little bit ago. He's got a gaming PC, and he was telling me about stuff that maybe I didn't even know. You know what I mean? It's like it was my generation, and then anyone like a few year like within like a 4 year maybe or 2 or 3 year gap from my age is just they're all dumb, they're all stupid, they don't know how to do anything.
No,
But
that's right. That's
anyone
right.
younger or older than that, they those that was the generation that actually knew how to do shit for themselves, because I was born in 2001, and anyone within like 3 years younger than me
No, you're
is
right. That's how
or
it is
three
for me
years
too.
born 3 years before me were millennials. So they were the generation to be like, oh look, you're so good with computers, oh can you help me with my iPhone. That was the first generation to do that. And then our generation, my generation, in that little, that buffer room that I said before, we're all like, oh, we grew up with smartphones now, so now everything was just given to us. We don't know how to do shit for ourselves, you know what I mean? But like for me, I'm just a tinkerer. I like to figure out how things work. So it's just been like a goal of mine to like,
What? That is
have
crazy.
as much knowledge as I can about a subject that I'm interested in before I
You're
actually
telling
go and
my
try and fuck with
story.
shit.
Holy shit! You're telling my story, yo. That's how it was with me. They're like, oh, hey, can you help me with my phone? I'm like, yeah, here you go. And then I
Yeah,
got the
exactly.
smartphones, though. I
But,
knew smartphones because we were already into phones.
hmm
So whenever we'd like, oh, shit, this
yeah,
phone's so much better. Oh, shit, this phone's so much better. Oh, shit, and the phone. And then,
yeah. And now we've
but
hit
then
like
we're,
a stalemate where it's like every phone is just like the same now.
right. Because,
Nothing's new.
you were talking about how you had millennials asking you how to do it. But I think it's later millennials, now that I think about it, don't know shit about computers at all.
Hmm.
At all. It's like they'll just
Yeah.
turn it off. And then, because they don't, oh, I don't know what to do. I'll just start over again. Or unplug it. It says do not. It's frozen. It's like do not turn off, and then it's fucking broke. It's like, can you fix this? I tried turning it on and off a bunch of times. I mean, can I
Did
see
you
that?
turn it off when it said not to turn it off? Yeah, it was frozen. I'm like, no, it was loading.
It's
Gotta
like, here,
turn it
can I
off.
see that? Here we go.
Can you imagine like the shit that I had to go through when I was like trying to overclock my CPU and until I realized my motherboard was the issue. Like every time I would overclock it too much, it would just not post. It wouldn't boot anymore. Couldn't get into the computer. Can you imagine like somebody like maybe 40 years old trying to figure that out? Like how to get it to work again? Like what would you do if like if it stopped booting to your to your OS? It wouldn't boot anymore.
I would have to restart it and try to get into the setup screen, and I'd probably just wipe the whole thing. Worst case scenario.
But what if you messed with shit on your BIOS so much that like it wouldn't even boot to the BIOS anymore? Like it wouldn't post at all.
I'd probably try to get the part replaced. Worst case scenario, or ask you or ask somebody else what to do. I just keep asking around.
Flip the switch on the power supply, unplug it, take out the CMOS battery, and it'll reset all your BIOS settings, and it'll boot again.
I'll see that on Doanate.
You
Now
have to
I
switch
know.
back whatever got reset.
Yeah, see, I would end up buying a new part.
I've had to do that so many times. Petra keeps telling me, dude, you really need to get like some kind of jumper cable for the CMOS pins to clear it out easier. I'm like, nah, it's all right. Every time I mess something up, just open up, just take the glass off my case, put it over on my bed, reach in there with a screwdriver, pop out the battery, turn everything off, keep pressing the power button to make sure it gets rid of all the power. Wait a little bit, put the battery back in, flip the switch back on, plug it back in, and then try again. It's just kind of trying and error. You keep fucking with it until something works.
See, if you were talking to anybody else, that'd have been speaking Greek. But now that I think about it, I'm going back and I'm like, yeah, okay, wait, yeah. Sounds like that would work. Sounds like an option I'd rather take than. Oh no, I have a backup motherboard. I have a backup motherboard because I thought it was fucked up, so I just bought a new one. So I've got a backup motherboard now. If this one fries, I can pop that one in. And it's pretty good. I don't remember what it is, but it was pretty good. I just thought it was fucky and I wanted something better.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the kind of person that's like, I'm a perfectionist. I want to squeeze every last bit of performance I can out of what I have already. And it's either I buy a new CPU, or in which case, if I bought a new CPU, it wouldn't even be able to do much better than what I already have, because the CPU I'm using right now is pretty much maxing out everything that my motherboard can do. If I buy a new CPU, I have to buy a new motherboard, and I'd have to repaste everything, and I'd have to probably buy a new power supply as well. But at the moment, I have a power supply that should be able to handle an overclock on my CPU. The issue is my motherboard can't handle that much voltage. It can't handle that much memory frequency. It doesn't have the memory controller to handle that much frequency from the RAM to the CPU. It just can't control it. It can't handle it. I need a better chipset on my motherboard. And if I keep the same CPU I have right now, switch out the motherboard, overclock it, I get the same performance I would just buying a whole new CPU, motherboard, and power supply and everything. So like, there's no point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just have no interest in buying like a Ryzen 9 5950X. Like, why do I need the extra clock speed or the extra cores for when I'm playing VR chat, which doesn't even max out?
Famous last words.
My cores.
Watch once VR chat officially goes out of early access, and it's just
like super multi-threaded. I'm like, fuck. Hey, physics bones, dynamic bones are one of the things that causes the game to suck at multi-threading. But if you turn dynamic bones off, multi-threading is great in the game, but dynamic bones is single-threaded. It will only use one core, and if you have a lot of dynamic bone stuff, it maxes out that one core and bottlenecks the rest of your cores. That's why people are complaining that they're like, oh, I need a new CPU, I need this. It's like, well, I mean, like, you can turn off dynamic bones, but like, they're like, nah, I don't want it. I just need a new CPU. I'm like, all right.
I would happily turn off dynamic bones.
I have a whole new motherboard, CPU, fucking power supply, and all that shit just to get better, just to see dynamic bones at a higher frame rate. When you could just get better frames. I mean, like, I can't care less about the way the game looks. The game is incredible looking. It's Unity. You know what I mean? Like, how good can you make a Unity game look? There are some worlds that look pretty good, but no matter what, they're always going to lag because it's Unity. Like, if a world looks good, guarantee it's going to lag like shit. So you just got to live with that.
Yeah, right. At least
and then there's other worlds that don't look good and just run like shit.
Yeah. But so there is somebody that did ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to, and the question is, who is TeddieP4?
Okay. So if you're active on VR chat at all in like the past like maybe 2.5 months, you've probably seen people running around with avatars that look kind of like this. You know, pink, got the white stripe, got like the logo and shit on the hoodie. You know, the Teddie, the little cat. You know, basically the hoodie, the logo, and everything. Maybe even an RGB mode. Oh, I grabbed the camera. But yeah, I have a few avatars like this. I had an avatar world with all the avatars in it, and the issue was I had a couple avatars that I had to remove from it. And well, so I took the whole world down. I privated all the avatars because I was afraid of getting because the original booth model creators were cracking down and banning people and reporting people for publicizing their avatars. Because technically you can't make a booth avatar that you upload to VRChat public on a pedestal. That's in their terms of service. You can make it public, just not on a pedestal. And the models I was using were completely customized, done by me. I completely changed the model, retextured, reanimated everything, all new toggles, new expression menu, everything.
Toggle.
Everything was completely different. New shader, everything was completely different. But the issue with that was I wasn't like too sure, and I obviously I can't put it on the pedestal, so I took the avatar world down. But there's still people running around, all scurrying around all over the place with these avatars somewhere. But yeah.
So why
that? If you've seen people with that avatar, I made that. Those are my avatars. I'm not. That's the whole shtick of like my avatars. It's the pink and white. It's a fit, you know. I just like the whole pink and white look. I think it looks really cool. It looks really cute. And it looks really cool. Very wholesome. I don't know. It's just got like a nice vibe to it. But
it's why pink.
Also, I made the World Serenity Sleepover. If you haven't heard of it, I don't blame you. But a lot of people that I've talked to, I come up to random people, you know, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna add you. You seem pretty cool." They go click on me, click to look at my profile. Wait, you made that world? I knocked over my empty gallon of milk, but,
oh, God.
But everyone's like, "Oh shit, you made that world? That's my home world." Apparently, everyone like makes that their home world, which would explain why everyone's always in private. But yeah, whenever I see people in public, I fucking hop in there and I see what's going on. You know what I mean? But like, no one ever goes in public. But hey, I mean, hey, if you ever wanna meet me, you know, just look up Serenity Sleepover. The world's right there. You just join a public instance. I'll see it and I'll join. As long as I'm home, I'll join.
And how long did that Serenity Sleepover take you to make?
It was on and off working on it for about 2 months. It took me 2 weeks to just get the base world down and actually get it uploaded. And then it was just like on and off. Whoa,
shit.
I grabbed that shit again. It was just on and off, like adding shit and just doing what I needed to do to kind of fill everything in. Just as time went on, take pictures, you know, add the pictures and frames on the walls and stuff. But yeah, it was more of just like, I like to get the worlds out and just see how they do. And if they do really well, then I add shit to them. And Serenity Sleepover was the first world that I made that actually did really well public. Like Ganging HQ, the first world I made, it, you know, like remember when I first uploaded it and there was like maybe 15 people in it, like max in public.
Yeah.
We got those like random little kids and shit. Serenity Sleepover, we get like a lot of like actual like not normal people because you know everyone has their own idea of normalcy, but just like chill, you know, relaxed people that just want to chill and talk. I mean, that's the whole point of the world, you know what I mean? It's just Serenity Sleepover. You chill, you hang out, nice, relaxing, lo-fi music, and, you know, you just talk. Or if you're not talking, you pass out, you might fall asleep, or you're just drawing, I don't know, playing chess, watching movies, or whatever you want to do. But, yeah, ever since I made that world, it actually did really well in public, and I was really surprised. Remember when I first uploaded it, there was like 70 people in it that one day?
Oh, shit,
that
yeah.
was insane.
It was
you know
insane.
what? Let me see how many people are in it right now. Oh, there's actually 2 people in public. There's 15 people in it right now, which is weird. It's 7 o'clock. Well, it is a little early. Give it a couple hours and there'll be like 30 people in there. Guarantee it. It is well, no, it's a Sunday. I don't know. You know, VRChat has its more active days, but yeah, it does. The world does pretty well. I mean, I get just constant, like, you know, 15, 20, 25 people in there every single day, almost at all times. Between 15 and 25.
Yeah.
I'm really happy about that
That's
because
pretty
I've met a
great.
lot of great
I love
people in that world in public. A lot of the people that are now in Gang are people that I met in that server, and I have all those pictures on my wall of all the fun shit that I've done since making that world, all the new people I've met, and just, you know, creating memories. You know what I mean? It's just
It's
it was a
great
big
stuff.
accomplishment for me getting that
It's
world
great
and it doing
stuff.
really, really well, because that was the world I haven't worked on a world that hard since Gang HQ. But the only reason why Gang HQ was hard was because it was my first world, and it was very ambitious for my first world. That's still the biggest world I've ever made, was Gang you. It has so much shit in it.
It does. It does. My world's
I
already
could
got. It's
optimize
already
it a lot
34
better.
megabytes,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's without the
The
that's
biggest
without
thing
the
is
sound
crunch
effects.
compression on the textures. You click on all the textures. There's a little crunch compression option. You just set the slider down to like 15. You won't see that much of a difference, but it just compresses the size. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, especially the ceiling. Imagine just doing the ceiling. This
Hmm.
is dumbing that
Removes
down a
data
lot.
where data isn't needed. It's just
Yeah,
you
or
don't need
like
100 megabytes of textures
or like
ever.
the bottom of like chairs and shit.
Hmm.
Chairs that aren't on the
Hmm.
ground, they put
Or like
textures
just
in the
like
bottom.
books on the shelves that you don't really need to read. You know what I mean? Just stuff
Yeah,
to fill in empty spaces. That shit doesn't need to be high res.
yeah.
Just magazines sitting around. Even props don't have to be that high res. I mean, people are throwing them around and shit. You're not even gonna see them that much.
Well, one question I want to get in before we go is one question I didn't cover. So why pink? Gang was pink. All your avatars are pink. Is just your favorite color?
That's a good question. I don't remember where the obsession with pink came from. Let me think. So I think it was like right around the time when I was with my ex, and she was bisexual. I did not know anything about the whole sexuality thing, but I did remember having like crushes on dudes and stuff when I was younger, and I didn't know what any of that stuff meant. And when I got into the whole LGBT community and stuff like that, it was all like, wow, like there's a bunch of people like this. There's actually a term for this. There's actually like a spectrum of people that have different interests in things that they're into, and it's like, huh, I guess I do kind of fit into that. I didn't realize it at the time. I didn't know what any of that stuff meant, but after she had told me about like bisexuality and all that stuff, I'm like, yeah, I guess I do like guys and girls. It's like whatever, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was that where I was like, and then after I broke up with her, it was more of just like, all right, now I'm gonna spend all this time because I was like really confined when I was with her. She was very manipulative, and it was a very toxic relationship, and I couldn't really be myself because she was like,
Yeah.
it was more of like we wanted each other to be a certain way. I mean, we were like, I was 17 and she was 15, so it's like we were still young, so it's like we weren't completely mature, so we didn't really know how to actually date. But yeah, after that it was like, all right, this is it was the biggest breakup I've ever had. I was like fucked for multiple days because we were dating for a year and a half, and I have like a lot of attachment issues, so I get like real attached to people, and when people leave me or like people don't join me or just anything, people don't talk to me for a while, I get really upset. I feel like I feel like I'm worthless, and it's just a lot of anxiety, random nonsensical anxieties that I just have for some weird reason that have never gone away. But yeah, when shit like that happens, it's just like holy shit. Like this person was the one person I've always like been able to rely on at any day, at any time of the day, all day, every single day of the week, and now they just hate me. It's like where do I go from here? So it was more of just like I'm gonna take this time to discover myself, and just kind of like reinvigorate kind of how I want my life to be and how I want my friends to be and the people that I want to hang out with and the people that I associate with, you know what I mean? And it was more of like just kind of discovering, who I really was. Because I was just trying to break away from everything that made me so toxic back then. Because after I realized how much of that breakup was my fault and well, our fault, I guess it was both of our fault, but how she made me act and I ended up having to go on antidepressants because I couldn't control my emotions and my anger, and I was having outbursts and depression and stuff like that. And it was just like I came out of that, and I'm like, this isn't me. I need to find a new me. I need to find a nice me that I can stick with, and that actually represents who I want to be and who I think I am. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be just a wholesome dude. You know what I mean? Like that's just who I am. I'm not like a really angry person, but as soon as I stop taking those meds, dude, it's terrible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I
noticed
can't
that.
control myself.
I'm not a big
Hmm.
proponent for medication, but I mean, I suppose it's all right to be on it until you find that you don't need it
What I
anymore.
hate is that most of that came from my dad because my dad was a very abusive, not to me, like he would like get into arguments and like hit people and stuff, and it was, and I remember being a kid sitting in the back seat of the car looking out the window, looking at him yelling at his girlfriend and like pushing her on the stairs, and it was just it unfortunately that's just kind of how it is. You grow up with your parents doing that, and it kind of sticks with you. And that's not who I want to be. I want to be the opposite of that. I fucking hate that he was like that, and I don't want to be like him. He's a lot better now. He's on meds now too. But
Damn,
yeah, he's changed a lot.
that's real,
He's come
man.
a long way. He's a lot better now, but he's still still does yell. I mean, he's just has a short temper, but at least he's not to the point where he can't control his actual like physical, you know, outbursts where he tends to hit people. He doesn't do that anymore. He just all he does is he'll yell. He'll threaten to spank my little brother, whatever. But like apart from that, he's pretty sane. I mean, a lot better than he was. I mean, actually, it was at the point where when I was with my ex, I was so destructive and I was so like emotionally disturbed and unstable that my parents were actually considering putting me in a mental hospital. It was just not a good
Jesus.
time. I still have a hole right here, a big ass gash in my wall. I was getting so pissed, I grabbed my skateboard and just threw it across the room right through the fucking drywall. Yeah, I was really fucked up back then, but after that it was like I can't keep living like this. I need to be someone that I'm actually proud of, you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna try to be someone that I'm not. I'm just gonna try and be a better me. You know what I mean?
I
So it
do,
was more of
yeah.
just discovering myself, discovering what I found to be something that kept me happy and kept me sane and kept my emotions in check. And the color pink, something about the color pink, and just the feeling of just being open about like not having to be super masculine all the time. You know what I mean? It is something that just stuck with me and kept me kind of happy and sane. I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing. I guess it's just kind of like the whole bisexuality and the whole femboy kind of thing. I don't
Maybe,
know what it
yeah.
is, but the color pink just is just a color that I can see all the time, and it just always makes me happy. Something about it,
I like purple, like
almost like a rebellious
crimson.
thing. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Like what you're sitting on, that's a pretty cool purple. It's kind of dark, but pink
Yeah.
is fine. Because pink was huge for guys in the '80s, and if you look at like vaporwave,
Mhm.
vapor clothing and shit like that, there's a lot of pinks
Yeah.
in there. But it's mostly, I think a
Little
lot of it,
pinks, lighter blues.
yeah, a lot of that is pining for an easier time where you didn't have to worry about,
Mhm.
you know, goddamn fucking TikTok or any of that other bullshit. Keeping up with
Mhm.
everybody, the mystery, and added mystery to life, added a sense of
Mhm.
wonder and exploration. Like,
Yeah.
oh
Mhm.
yeah, I can just fucking look up what the place looks like instead of, hunting it down. I accidentally had something like that when I went to Atlanta.
Mhm.
And I think pink is a lot more acceptable color again, like it
Mhm.
was in the '80s and then in the
Yeah.
'90s.
Mhm.
Everyone
Yeah,
got
I
a
go on
little
Amazon
hot.
and I get recommended me like a bunch of pink clothes from all the like pink like sweatshirts and shit that I buy.
I gotta bounce out here. Gotta make it to a movie. But if you have one more message, if you can have a message that you can give to people out there who
Oh,
might
I got one.
might need something, why don't you go ahead and let them know, and then you can sign us off.
This is the biggest thing that I could tell you. If you, no matter what you're doing, if you're socializing with people and you have a grudge towards somebody, think about it from their perspective. Keep an open mind. You can't go around acting like everyone's your burden. Think about their perspective. Think about what it would be like in their shoes, and imagine their situation in life. Like you can't sit there and like shit on someone. Like what do you know that they could be being abused at home or something like that. Just keep an open mind. People on this game, they're out here, trying to break away from like whatever situation that they have going on in real life. It's their escape. And no matter what your escape is, everyone's got their escape and everyone wants to keep it that way. If they don't have their escape, then they don't have anything to keep them sane. So yeah, just keep an open mind. Everyone's looking for a way to stay happy, so just let them do it. Don't get in their way. Everyone's got to, you know, keep happy, especially in these times with COVID and everything. A lot of shit going on. But yeah, definitely just keep an open mind.
You gonna sign us out?
Peace.